Hello and welcome to JamboFANTV. We're going to attempt to do a review of the Partick Thistle game. Now, we've been saying it for a bit. It's getting hard going doing some reviews because it seems to be the same issues week in, week out. But we'll start with a positive, Gordon. Some stand that absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it was incredible. My dad was actually saying yesterday, when you walk from the concourse through to your seat in the Wheatfield stand, it's so big it feels like you can reach out and touch it as you're walking through the passageway. Yeah, it was an absolute amazing sight, and looking forward to seeing it full. Unfortunately, there was a lot of empty seats yesterday due to probably hospitality restaurants not being open. But yeah, it was a massive and very, very impressive structure, and yeah, that's going to be some place when it's full.
Definitely. I mean, some of the photos and whatever that got put on Twitter were just unbelievable. Of the outside, just sort of approaching the stand, and after the game there were a few negative comments, but I'll say it, and I said it on social media. Need to sort of how do I put it? Understand how far the club has come in such a short period of time, and to get that stand up, forgetting who got contracts and all the rest. Let's just forget it. It's gone. It's a beautiful stand that finishes off the ground, makes the ground. It's got to be one of the best in Scotland now.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it doesn't matter to me who got the contract as long as they did a good job, and to me they've done an absolutely fantastic job with the stand. And I'm sure bigger companies than Anne Budge's relatives have taken longer to fulfil contracts than what we have. It was just an absolutely ridiculously ambitious initial prediction for the opening, which has probably caused a wee bit of havoc. And obviously the fallout from the weekend there was right up to the last minute whether it was on or off yesterday. But as far as I'm concerned, the game was scheduled for Sunday at 3 o'clock. Took place on Sunday at 3:15 as it turned out, because of the problems getting in to the Wheatfield and the Gorgie. Ironically, nothing to do with the new stand. Yeah, as I say, Partick, I don't know why they're complaining with this statement they put out the last couple of days. Yesterday afternoon. And the game was scheduled for Sunday at 3, and it was played then. So as far as I'm concerned, when a football match scheduled for that, if it's on, it's always on until it's called off, if you like. And for stating the obvious there.
Yeah, it's a difficult. I was surprised when putting in a complaint. I mean, I think we should counter complain when we go there to say that we don't want to play in a shithole. But we'll leave that one to one side. Let's get on with the game. Started off okay, Gordon. I enjoyed the first 10 minutes. And also the fireworks. There was the fireworks. But after that, the fuse got damp.
Yeah, it took us back to the Vlad days when the teams came out to the fireworks and the flamethrowers. Fireworks Phil would be proud. But yeah, it was yet another insipid performance for Hearts. We're not a team that gives up many chances. We're not a team that creates many chances. We're pretty terrible to watch at the moment as a entertainment package. But it's one of those things. You go 1-0 up against a team like Partick, you should see out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first half, sort of having a look at it, I felt anyway, we were playing really deep. There was no sort of pattern to the game. It's almost like people didn't know each other. When you get a squad and you get a lot of new players that come in, and you think actually on paper, individually, they're going to be fantastic, and then they all sort of get together and they don't know each other. That's what it's feeling like a little bit, and it's sort of sad to see that sort of first half. I mean, but to be honest with you, both sides didn't play brilliant. What was up with the surface? It was almost like they needed longer studs. It was like ice.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of guys falling on their backsides and yeah, and slipping when they were trying to turn. The tough one, that it's a newly laid surface, as you know, and it's been fantastic since it's been laid, and it's obviously had plenty of time to bed in with no games being there so far this season. It was a strange one, but yeah, probably the wrong footwear, a couple of the players, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Showing me age, Gordon. The wrong footwear whatsoever. He had one pair of boots when I were young, and that was it. Done, yeah. Dusted. Wrong pair. What's that about? Let's get on to. There's no point in really doing the first half. We can sort of have a look at it all in one go. I actually felt, and I tweeted that in the second half, it sort of started off round about the same, but it was almost like, and I don't know whether it was an instruction from the coaches or whether the players took the initiative. It was almost like they started to play 20 yards or so further forward as a team, as a unit, because they haven't really been playing as that unit. They've gone forward, and that almost put them into Partick's space and brought the game onto them. And I felt that's where the goal, actually came from, with Hearts pushing forward.
Yeah, we were definitely pressing a bit higher, and got a reward, a bit of perseverance. Got the ball out to Isma, he did really well. Scored a goal almost identical to the one he scored against Partick, and actually the one he had a post against Partick doing the same thing. So that seems to be his party piece, coming in from the left and shooting. I think other than that, he didn't have a great game yesterday. But yeah, we're definitely started the second half with a bit more pace. We didn't seem to run out of ideas as quickly as we did in the first half. But it was probably a deserved lead when we took it. And like I say, our goalkeeper's not made a save, and they've had a break of the ball in the box, and they've scored an equaliser. It's just one of those things that seems to always happen to us, because we can't kill teams off.
Yeah, it's for me, and I'm probably going over old ground, Gordon, but for me, it's frustrating to see strikers. Again, what I said before about introducing yourself to people and looking like you don't know each other. The two strikers are so far apart, and it's sort of almost predictable balls going up and not being won, and the ball coming back as quick as it's going up. I'm finding, I was listening to, because I watched it and listened to it on the radio, because I find that commentary a lot better. And I don't know, they were saying something similar in terms of how far apart these people are. Lafferty and Ismay. I don't know what that's about. I've never seen strike forces who are meant to be, knocking on and picking the ball up so far apart. What is the logic behind that?
I don't know. I agree with you completely. They certainly don't look anything like a partnership, the two of them. They do play miles apart, and as I've said before, the midfield's not getting up beside them. I think Cowie's performance was pretty, again, distinctly average yesterday. The midfield for me was improved because June was there. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But again, we've got to think Callahan's been reined in. I think there was a bit, I can remember maybe two push occasions where he got himself into the box, and just the number of bodies can make you look dangerous, can cause havoc for the other team's defence. But he's not doing that the way he did that when he first signed, and I don't know what's wrong with there. Whether he's, like I say, whether he's been reined in while he's been told no to commit himself so far forward. But we're stronger midfield with Jim and Cowie beside him. I think he should have been doing that a lot more yesterday, and I just don't understand. Like you say, Ismay and Lafferty, they play miles apart. They don't look like a partnership, and they're not getting any support. So it's very difficult. I can't see where there's going to be many goals coming from Hearts' point of view.
No, and something that I've not actually thought about on the radio when I was listening to it as well. They sort of had Ismay down and Lafferty as a goal every 5, which I think is sort of a fair reflection. I think if we're able to bring somebody in January, maybe having a look at we'll go through what positions you'd like, but I think actually looking at a striker, right? Let me bring it up, Gordon, because I actually got into a bit of a kerfuffle on social media, and I'm going to say it on here because, you know, that's what football's about. It's about opinions. For me, taking off 2 strikers. Now, a number of people said it wasn't the strikers that gave the goal away; it was the defenders, which is correct. You know, it was poor defending. You've got a guy there standing on his own, couple of yards away from the net, and he basically, I think I could have put that away the way it came. But psychologically, what I'm saying is, as a coach, is I'm going to take what I consider my best 2 strikers and what's actually, whether they had an input in the goal or not, you know, they've actually contributed to the game and we're winning the game and things are going in our way. And then all of a sudden we take 2 strikers off at the same time. And I put, fair enough, it could be argued an attacking midfielder, although I've not seen many of our midfield attack recently, but an attacking midfield. And I'll have to say it, and I was hoping that he'd come through, quite a poor striker is coming on. So psychologically, what I'm telling you now as the opposition is, I'm sitting back and I'm going to try and hold on to this lead. We changed everything, and I think that came back to the kickers in the arse.
Definitely. If you're going to take 2 strikers off with got 10 minutes to go, like you did, you do it when you're 2-0 up, maybe 3-0 up even. And you didn't do it when you're 1-0 up, because anything can happen. A break of the ball in the box, like exactly what did happen, and you've definitely lost the initiative. I think you're right about Stockton. He's a striker, but he's not the quality. For all we slag them, there's no the quality of Lafferty and Goncalves. He's certainly not got that. Who knows, if he gets a goal or 2, he might become a different player, but he just doesn't seem to have it at the moment. And Jamie, you're right. He's an attacking midfielder, but he's obviously not a natural striker. And I don't know if he was brought on to try and win the ball back and hit them on the break, and he'd been the sort of carrier to get us up the field. But no, I agree with you, and it shouldn't have. Well, I agree with you in the sense that it shouldn't have happened at 1-0. I'm not saying he shouldn't have taken 2 strikers off, but it definitely should never happen when you're only 1-0 up and you've got a chance of losing a goal and you need to get the initiative back. And I didn't think with the team to get that initiative back for the last 5 or 9 minutes or whatever was it, as it turned out with the added time.
Yeah, it just sort of stuck out for me. It was just like, oh my God, what's happening here? And it did. Those 20 yards that I considered that we were moving forward, we'd actually gone back. We actually sunk back. It was almost like, say, come on, we invited people onto us. Come on, we can defend this. And yeah, I thought we gave the initiative to them, and it's not right. I'm going through my tweets. I actually said I can't wait for January. Now January, let's go forward a little bit, Gordon. January's here, and you've got some money in your pocket. What kind of positions are we looking at here? Looking at the squad as it is now.
Left back, the whole midfield. I think if June can recapture his form, then brilliant. I don't know I think Jamie's going to stay to the end of the season. So you certainly need a couple to let Jim and Walker actually play. You need probably an aggressive midfielder, definitely a left back. I think we've got Suter, Hughes, and Berra, so we've got fair enough probably at centre half. Ismail Lafferty, I think we're going to have to persevere on because they're quality players. We just have to get support up to them. So yeah, a couple of midfielders that can allow, certainly an aggressive midfielder, a sort of an animal if you like. That the guy Edwards that plays for them yesterday would be my ideal type. He's a big lad. He puts himself out and never stops running. And he stops the other team's best player, and that's all his job is to do, and he does it well. So I think we need a guy like that.
Totally agree with you. I mean, I've said it on here, and you said it. I mean, for me, when we say aggressive, I know in our day, God, and I know going back and other people are watching it. You know, you had them midfielders that would just take your legs, and that the game's changed since then. You can't have them anymore because you know they're getting the booking within 5 minutes, and that's it. You know, they're on borrowed time. But in terms of aggression, wanting to win the game, wanting to press, that's what your midfield should do. And I still stay with it. You might not be, you know, the best midfielder in the world, but in terms of effort, you can chase that ball down. You can make sure that people haven't really got, because sometimes we give people that much time on the ball. It's almost like a set piece for them. They have that time to pick that ball out, and they shouldn't do. And I'd love to bring that, and I don't know who the person is, but I'd love to bring somebody in who put pressure on that particular part of the field. Really did play in an aggressive way, wanting to win it, wanting to spoil it for them, and that's something we haven't got. Do you know, you've mentioned a few. I don't know. I'm not a lover of Prince. I think the other lad, I think he's still in Africa winning cups. His head sort of went after that. Definitely. Where's he gone? Gordon?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If we can get an informed Jim, actually, is he pulling out? Because, well, I dare say we're going to probably mention the cup draw shortly. Because of that, I'd be pulling out all the stops to get Niall McGinn in, even to train with the team before January. And we're going to have to get a couple of guys in sharpish in January, because I don't think that team, I could be proved wrong, we play them on the 27th of December, but I don't think that team's up for the fight against Hibs. And I think we need a wee bit more quality to make sure we win this cup tie, because no one in this cup tie, it could be the death knell for Levine. And
yeah, I totally agree with you, and it bugs me to say it. It really does, but they're more aggressive. They'll start so fast, and we will go on to it. They'll start so fast, and I don't think for whatever reason we have got to fight. I mean, I saw today, Gordon, we're in profit. So maybe they can release some funds. What do you mean? I mean, Hibs are in debt, aren't they, or something? I was reading today, spending more money than they've got coming in, but we're in profit. You know, I'd like to see. It's brilliant, the stands. Don't get me wrong. The way the club's run, the way things are being done, fan input. You know, you can't fault it as a club, but some kind of investment has to be. That's got to be part of a plan, though. Some kind of investment has to be made in a better quality footballer, and I like this version, bringing some people through from who were doing very well in for Hearts, you know, under 20s and what have you, bringing some people through and letting them have a run.
Yeah, in an ideal world, that's definitely the way to do it. But I think the way we're struggling at the moment, I've got to be honest with you, Scott, I'm getting kind of fed up that he's bringing on guys for the academy. It's like bringing on when he brought on Keena yesterday when he went to 1-1, and I thought you've just brought on a kid to do a man's job. This isn't the day to be throwing a kid in, as far as I was concerned. He could have performed a miracle, became an instant hero by scoring on an unforgettable debut, but he didn't look ready. I'm not judging him on 5 minutes. I hasten to add before anybody jumps down my throat. It just wasn't right for me. And when we're struggling, it arguably isn't the right time to be bringing these 17-year-olds into the team and asking them to do what I consider, like I say, a man's job. I don't know think of that, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and it can destroy somebody's confidence. But at the moment, we've got men not doing men's jobs. The thing for me, what kids do is they have an enthusiasm and they make a lot of ground up, but there's a lot more running with it. Let's do the cup draw. What would the odds have been on that, Gordon? What would you have got?
Well, seemingly I've read that it's 29,791 to 1 or something like that to draw them 3 years in a row. The way in the early rounds. So I don't know. It was predictable we were going to get a tough one because it's not been easy for a good few years in cup ties for us. Although Cathro couldn't have handpicked his League Cup group earlier on in the season, Peterhead, Elgin, Dunfermline, and he's managed to make a backside of that. So I think getting a cup draw, there's no chance that the fans won't be up for it. I don't know. We've just got to rely on the players getting their fingers at their backsides for a big game for the first time in a good long time.
Yeah, I think it's a good one in terms of if you can't get yourself up for this, and obviously the fans are going to be up for it, and it's brilliant for Edinburgh, and it's brilliant for the fans to get all the banter back. But as a footballer, if you can't get yourself up for this, then I heard something. I know it's not the sort of same thing. Oh God, I can't remember who it was. It was one of the Arsenal players, and it was because of the Arsenal Spurs. Might have even been Dixon. I can't remember. But he said he can remember Adams getting hold of him by the scruff of the neck, pushing him against the wall, lifting him up a little bit, and pointing out to him, "We can't lose this game." And that's what he said to him. That was it. Under any circumstances, we can't lose this game. That's the kind of passion that you want. And if you can't get yourself up for this, then there's a lot of players are going to have to. I don't know. I mean, they're quick enough to pull the wages. They're gonna have to look at themselves in the mirror and wonder what the bloody hell they're doing. For me, it's a fantastic draw. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Funny enough, as you would expect, I watched that Arsenal Spurs game on Saturday, and I think Arsenal would frustrate the hell out of me. They're a tippy-tappy football team who became an absolutely completely different animal on Saturday, and they were brilliant. But we're a tippy-tappy football team who plays tippy-tappy in our derby games at the moment, and that's something I'm not happy with at all. I want us to become a completely different animal when we play Hibs and get in their faces the way, like you said earlier on, they get in ours. They didn't. I don't think either of the two cup ties that have been at Tynecastle the last couple of years, they didn't deserve to win them. They did, but they were in our face. They were stopping us playing, and they changed their teams for both replays and got in our face and got themselves on the front foot rather than just playing for a draw like they did at Tynecastle in the two games. And yeah, I think that's ridiculous. As hard as it is to say, it's like that. The both teams have changed over the last few years in derbies. They're now doing a Hearts, if you like, to us, rather than what we used to do to them. And I want that back from us. I want us to be right in their face. I don't think guys like Stokes will lose their ag and get himself sent off in a game like that. And I don't think guys like McGeoch and even McGinn, if you're actually the aggressor against McGinn, I don't think you're like that. And we've got to just get in their faces, push them right back, and make sure we take advantage of any chances that we get, which hasn't been happening in the last 3 or 4 derbies.
Definitely, you've got to be in them. They've got pace. They've shown that. They know the weaknesses. We've pointed them out. And who are we, Gordon? We've pointed the weaknesses out. They're going to know the weaknesses. They're going to go for it again. And the only way that you can do that, for me, attack is the best form of defence. Just play the game up their half, and you've got to take your chances. At the end of the day, not many chances coming, but the lads have to sort of step up, and goals have to come from other areas. I mean, you think about Walker in the past and the contributions that we've had from left backs and midfielders. That's got to start coming again, definitely, to take some pressure off.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Brandon had a really good game, in my opinion, yesterday, I think we've got to get Michael Smith back on the right-hand side in his natural position and push him forward, because he doesn't do it to the same extent when he's playing at left back. And I think he probably saw it for Brandon yesterday how valuable an overlapping fullback is he was very good going forward. I thought yesterday, although the final ball from him and Milinkovic on the other side, none of them were great. Like I say, we didn't create any chances. But if we can get a proper left back in place and get Smith pushing forward, I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that our form's been absolutely pants since about January when Callum Patterson got himself injured. Because it's a shameful to say it, but our right back was probably the best attacking outlet in all of for the last year and a half. So we've got to get that sorted out. We've got to get guys up supporting the forwards. Like you say, attack is the best form of defence.
It is, and just to be able to, like I said, just to get that pattern back. I'm sure it'll come. Don't want to end on a negative. Sure, it'll come. Things are looking good. New stand-up. You know, fans second to none. Fans that, like I said, that didn't let the club die, are turning up. Need a little bit more of a performance on the field, and I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure can't be slating Levine yet, as far as I'm concerned. Needs a little bit more time. That might be controversial, I know, but it needs a little bit more time. See what he brings in January.
Yeah.
See what areas he can fill. The lad's got a lot of experience. Hopefully he can start to get the kind of football that the fans want to see.
Yeah, I agree with you about Levine there, but I think this cup draws the worst thing he could have asked for, because obviously, whereas it wasn't a direct result of the two Hib results the last 2 years, they certainly didn't help Robbie and Cathro as far as fan popularity was concerned, and Levine's popularity is already on a sugly peg. And what we've got to do in the next two derby games, I don't know, I'm ignoring a couple of games before that, is show the additional numbers of Hearts fans that turned up that day that we are up for a fight and we're worth coming back to watch. I don't think we did that at Murray. We had crowds that were higher than the Tynecastle capacity at Murrayfield, and basically in only one game, the Aberdeen game, did we show those additional people that were worth coming back to watch. And this could be make or break for Levine, where he's already got a fair number of detractors and a noisy minority, and I think the numbers could skyrocket against them if things go wrong in this, especially in the cup tie. He might get the 27th, a bit of leeway about the 27th because we've got a poor squad at the moment. We all accept that. But if he doesn't get the cup tie right, I think his popularity is waning as it is, and it's going to be absolutely. It's going to go through the floor, unfortunately.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if that does happen, God. It'd be interesting to see where he does. Does he go back upstairs, or does he go?
I think at the moment, I think he has to go completely. As much as you know, I'm a fan of Craig Levine, the player more than the manager. But I think he's a good manager. But I think his plan is probably what's brought us to where we are at the moment. And if things keep going the way they're going, when he goes, he has to go completely.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll happen. I think that might isolate Anna a little bit. I don't think Anna like that.
Well, I can only repeat myself that I'm a fan of Levine, but it just has to be. I think the experiment has to just be ripped up and get back to be a proper football club. And maybe I believe it was a fallout between Jack Ross and Craig Levine that resulted in Jack Ross leaving. But I think Jack Ross has proven himself as a manager at St Mirren, and I don't know why he left Hearts. There's all sorts of rumours which I'm obviously not going to comment on here. But I'd be looking to bring in something like that back and just totally revamp the football side of the operation. I mean, Jack Ross was trusted when Robbie was the manager, and they brought him in, so they obviously know that he can do a good job. But again, I'm not going to give somebody else Craig Levine's job while he's still the incumbent, and who knows, he might pull out the bag in the next couple of massive games that he's got coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see anything really happening until January, till something comes in. But yeah, you've got to stay positive. You've got to keep having a look, and hopefully, like you said, we can get a result against Hibs, and it starts to rekindle passion from, you know, fans that got despondent and moved away, or, you know, kids coming through. Yeah, who want to get in on it. Anything else, guys? I mean, we haven't got any women's. The women's season's finished now, so there's sort of nothing going on there. So if we get any info from Matt and Ash and Megan, we'll come through with it. But like I said, their season's finished, done and dusted. Is there anything else, Gordon?
No. I've had a good rant tonight. I feel like I don't want to slash my wrists anymore. I can confidently go near sharp objects again. So once you get it off your chest on a Monday night, I always feel a lot better for it.
Definitely. It was a frustrating weekend for me as well. I can assure you. I quite like the international breaks because I don't feel depressed on a Saturday or a Sunday. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're unbeaten on international breaks so far. Definitely. Well, that's been it. We've been JamboFANTV. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Please subscribe. Could do with a few more subscribers. And understand, you know, basically we retweet, we put different opinions out there. Don't necessarily agree with them all. That's what social media is about. You've no need to fall out with us. Just get back to us with another argument, and we'll take it on from there. I never agree with what you tweet. You're just taking your West Ham frustrations out on us.
You're probably right. Yeah. So if I'm having a bad weekend, come and tell us about it. But thank you so much for following. We've been JamboFANTV. You look after yourselves, and we'll speak again soon.